Welcome back, awesome Action Toy fans and subscribers. It is Tuesday, the 14th of October 2025. Looking at this new Joytoy Warhammer the Horus Heresy, Sons of Horus. This is Little Horus Aximand, Captain of the 5th Company. This came yesterday, just getting round to reviewing it today. It says it contains one 12.5 cm collector's action figure and accessories. Let's get a look at the box. Pretty nice. Fig looks pretty cool. I like that shield. Sword looks pretty cool too. Does look pretty nice. That unhelmeted head looks like it needs a bit more inking done, but it looks pretty nice. That cloak's nice too. Okay, let me unbox this and set him up, and I'll be back in an instant. Stay tuned. And here he is. Here's a nice looking figure. Yes, you can see on the gold that it needs sort of inking. The gold is a bit rough on the paintwork on some of the edges there. Needs highlighting, but it does look nice. And then the fantastic thing with his cloak, which has come off on one side, and that is that it attaches by small plastic hooks to small plastic loops, which we'll look at in a second when I reattach it and do the close look. So accessories comes with a clear round plastic base we see with the Warhammer 40k figures. He comes with 3 pairs of additional hands. So standard he comes with a right trigger, left gripping. He comes the opposite, right gripping, left trigger, 2 open hands and 2 fists. He also comes with the unhelmeted head, which I looked at on the box, which I still think needs some more inking and work, but it's not a bad head. Pretty cool. If you're not done so already, consider joining the Patreon, link in the top right of your screen now. You can see all the videos before they're published on YouTube, exclusive content from time to time, and prize draws from time to time too. It's free for 7 days, no obligation to pay to join, so you might as well just do it and check it out. And check out the exclusive content and see the stuff on there that's yet to be published on YouTube. And breathe. Okay, so I'll bring him in, but I will take him backwards first. See what I mean? So there's little hooks on the cape, and there's little rings on the or loops on the shoulders. You get it right. That's sort of in on that. It's not quite in on that side. It will hook in. I've used a razor and hopefully not cut my nice figure. And try and pick that up a little bit. Not quite. I can't find my tweezers anywhere, but that should hook there. If I took the backpack off first, it would be easy. Maybe if I bend it out slightly and then bring it down there. There we go. That's about in now. So let's get a look at him here. Handsome chap. I do like that helmet with the forward protruding or pointing horns. He does look good. You can see that sort of rough edge on the gold there along this top edge here. But you know what? It's okay. Needs a lot more highlighting and inking, but it does look nice. And he's got the awesome, I forgot to show the awesome gun he's got there too. Look at that in a second. And because the cloak's on those hooks, it just moves around so beautifully and nicely. And he's also got a great big sheath here for his sword. Maybe I'll put the gun in the sword, and who knows. And obviously the shield. Very cool. So if I take the shield off, the easy way to put it on is to actually take the hand off. And then put hand on the handle and then put the hand back in the socket. So here's the gun. I didn't notice actually the space there for the gun or the sword when I was putting the gun on. I just noticed that now when I'm showing you guys. So I assume that this one, going in backwards, would be the sword, but I could well be wrong. Well, that kind of works. I like that. But if it drops down too low, it's not going to work. So maybe it's the other way around? Could the sword go that way? Nah. Yeah, so that one there is definitely the sword. The sword, well, say definitely. In my mind, it's definitely the sword. Oops. Get it through there and get a decent angle. Maybe even using the gun handle like I am to keep it in place. And he holds that quite nicely. Very nice looking figure. But I will take that out. Take his gun out, which will be a bit more difficult because it's a bit of a snugger fit. Let's get a quick look at the gun. Again, the horrible seam lines you get. Couldn't have better work of painting the shells there, you know. But never mind. Okay, let's take a look at him and his articulation. So go from top to bottom, start at the back. The nozzle should, move on the backpack. bit stiff on this side. The cloak will just move quite freely since it's just on onto the little hoops. You can see quite well there how it's connected. Okay, and then his head is a decent left-right. Forwards backwards is small. Turn is good. Shoulders has got the shoulder roll. It's got the articulated pauldrons too. Lateral raise, not quite flat, but getting close. He does have a bicep swivel. It's got a double elbow joint, and look at that. That is quite a bit over 90. That's really nice. We're familiar with the wrist system. It's just that butterfly ball joint, so all directions and can turn. Trunk, backwards is okay. Forwards is all right. Side to side okay, can turn. Waist, a bit more difficult to show. Together, sideways is all right. Not great that side. Backwards is pretty damn impressive. Backwards is like amazing. Look at that. Doing a matrix there. Forwards won't be as good because the sculpting here and here I think will probably clash. He pops out a joint. Yeah, so forwards is obviously not as good. Can't get much more than that, which is really quite bad. But you know, apart from that, it's good. Hips, do they pull down? Hips don't pull down. And because the sculpting is not very far on the hips, which is not great, but never mind. Forwards is pretty decent. Backwards is better than I expected. So together getting just over 90 degrees. So thigh twist. He's got a double kneecap. But his chunky legs are only getting slightly over 90. And then the feet, we've got all directions. Very nice and stiff. We've got a turn. Got a swivel, small tippy toe, small dorsiflexation, and a small toe articulation. So it's decent in terms of his articulation. Bit stiff. He's a bulky boy. The ankles are really stiff, but it actually works really quite nicely, and he does look good. And all that sort of gold breaks up that sort of a grey, bluey colour that he's got otherwise. Okay, let's do a size measurement, then do comparison. They said 12.5 cm, which is, yeah, that's not right. I'm going to say top of his head is about 13 maybe. It's about nearly 5 1/4, just below 5 1/4 inches. Top of the figure to top of the spike is about 16 cm, about 6 1/4 or slightly more than 6 1/4 inches. Okay, let's do a couple of comparisons. So they call him Little Horus. Let's have a look at him with Big Horus, which would be a slightly embarrassing comparison for him. Yeah, big difference. Let's look at him with a is it just staring, I think. Terminator. Sons of Horus again. I'm going to make him look small because it's a Terminator, but you see how it scales. If I zoom out a bit more, if I move this camera this way, let's use Titus from Space Marine 2. I'll call it the Space Marine 2 scale because it's slightly different. And you see that Titus is bigger. We'd expect that because the scale's slightly bigger. Then if I move Horus to the sides, you can barely see him. And I'll put in Cypher, who I viewed, I think it was yesterday I did the video. And you see that compared to Cypher, he is perhaps a little bit shorter. But he's a nice looking figure, a welcome addition to the Sons of Horus, the Chaos from the Warhammer, the Horus Heresy line, so I do like that. Yeah, it's nice, pretty cool. I like that. Again, not that's already, please consider joining the Patreon. As I said, it's free for 7 days, no obligation to pay to join, so it is worth checking it out. And I'll see you in another video soon. Stay happy, keep collecting. Bye-bye.